in the 60s, when John Fitzgerald Kennedy, though he was a Catholic, and there was a whole lot of concern about the Pope being able to influence a American president, they went ahead and voted for him. Well, actually, his father bought the presidency from Mayor Daley out there in Chicago that gave him the win over Richard Nixon. But that having been said, when he became president, America was inspired. Here was this young, president with this young, beautiful wife, and America just was so inspired. It was the beginning of the fruits of the Industrial Revolution was pouring in, and it was morning in America again. John F. Kennedy was he just inspired, though he was a Democrat, Republicans, like John Kennedy, he had this, we're going to go to the moon. And then, of course, when Nikita Khrushchev planted missiles in Cuba, John Kennedy told Khrushchev to get them missiles out of there, or he gonna send them all the way back to Russia, wherever it is, the Gulag. That's what I'm trying to say. And Americans were inspired by John Kennedy. It was a delightful time, though I was very young. And prior to John Kennedy there had been Calvin Coolidge, and there had been the Roaring Twenties. Even though Woodrow Wilson was not one of my favorite persons, who called for the League of Nations, and that it led to the Roaring Twenties, and people were wealthy all over everywhere, even during Prohibition. And people, the flagpole watching, and it was an exciting time, the Roaring Twenties. And so, and then comes Calvin Coolidge, and then, of course, after that, Roosevelt, elected president 4 times, America inspired. One of the greatest poverty, grips, famines, problems perplexing America, gripped America by the throat. And Roosevelt, though he himself was crippled, rose to the occasion and inspired Americans and told Americans we have nothing to fear but fear itself, and set together a litany of programs from Tennessee Valley Association to a whole lot of other work programs, and put America back to work and pulled her up by her bootstraps out of poverty into great, great prosperity. Then, of course, it was Ronald Reagan who, with the trickle-down economics, America was inspired and was free from the threat of war, of communism, and Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall, Reagan said. And so it was, brought the united Berlin back together again. And then here comes a young country boy from down in Arkansas, down in a Little Rock place called Hope, Arkansas, talking like a country boy, Slick Willie. Bill Clinton ran for president, beat George Bush, Herbert Walker Bush, and became president. And now America was inspired again. And the stock market ran, and everybody was happy. Happy days are here again with this Democrat now, this young boy from down in Arkansas named William Jefferson Clinton. And then, of course, after that was George Bush II, who came along to lead us through the attack upon the World Trade Center. And America was united, everybody. Black folk were marrying white folk, and white folk, they were all going, nobody saw color. We were united. George Bush united us under the downing of the World Trade Centers. And then along came Obama. Here's the question I want to ask you. I've just outlined 5 presidents that inspired America and that lifted America, right? Brought us to higher heights and greater appreciation of ourselves and understanding, right? Obama's 8 years has left us with more murder, more shootings in one city, and not just in one city, but in one community in Chicago than all those other presidents together. Was God against Obama? 4,500 young black men between the ages of 15 and 30 were killed in the same neighborhood that Obama said he was a community organizer. So we've had Obama, right? We have our first black president. That's what they say. I don't say that. Yet, look at America now. Look at the black man on the streets. Look at him, the sidewalks. There are more people sleeping on sidewalks, young black men sleeping on sidewalks now than there are in comfortable houses after Obama. John Fitzgerald Kennedy lifted America. Roosevelt pulled America by her bootstraps and inspired America. But look at what Obama has left black people in the worst toilet that they have ever been in the history of America. Black people are doing worse now than ever. And the only black people there are some that are billionaires and millionaires are the ones that are sellouts, that are pinch nose, that are satanic, that are worshipers of evil and do not know their brother. But the majority, 90%, 99% of black folk are suffering now worse than they've ever in the history of the world. I have been in Harlem for 40 years. I ain't never seen it like this. A young black boy shot another on 125th Street in broad daylight the other day. I've never seen that before. I've never seen, we've had people sleeping outside our building. I've came to Harlem and I worked in Harlem. I ran a homeless shelter, ran a soup kitchen for years. I've seen poverty. I've seen brokenness. I ain't never seen, since Obama, the black man is doing worse now than he could have ever imagined. Listen, nobody could have written a script that would have prophesied that the presidency of Obama would strip black men of dignity, would strip them of their ability to rise, would strip them of the understanding. Rikers Island jail is filled. A lot of people say, why be homeless? Throw a brick, slap a police officer, get arrested. At least you can put you in jail where you can get 3 hots and a cot. This is sick. What Obama has brought to black people, and it's about time that the world stood up and denounced this hypocrite, denounced him. He's no John Kennedy. He's no Ronald Reagan. He's no Franklin Roosevelt. Hell, he ain't no Bill Clinton. Obama has brought hell on steroids to black folk. We got to do something about it. Somebody needs to say, and now you got Eric Adams here in New York City. Now you got him. And God is displeased with these men. God don't like them. You can say what you want about Ronald Reagan. You can say what you want about Bill Clinton, but God is displeased with these men. And it's time, my brothers, that we recognize we need to choose against the anti-Bible believers, such as the gentrifiers, the people, these unprecedented, abominable practices of LGBTQ. It is sickening. We got to choose to denounce it all. Denounce it, denounce Obama, denounce these abominable practices. Look at what happened. Never in the history. You can go back to the history of Harlem. You go back 30, 40 years, 50 years in Harlem, you don't see black people sleeping on the street. You see men and women walking in fur coats and spats and good Stacey Adams shoes and great ties and fedoras and driving Cadillacs. But now, look at what's happening to my brothers because of Obama. Look at him. Look at him. Years ago, Harlem used to be a beautiful place. It used to be a beautiful garden for black people. Lord have mercy. Well-dressed, women would not step out on the street unless they were well-dressed. Men came out with suits and ties. Now look. Look. You would think that an Obama presidency would have been like the John Kennedy presidency, right? The Kennedy presidency, people are still talking about it today. A moonshot, going to the moon. They're still talking about John Kennedy's diplomatic skills even to this very day. It's talking about John Kennedy and the advent of civil rights, and talking about John Kennedy and Martin King and Adam Powell and all that crowd. John Kennedy. Oh, what a president. What a man. Franklin Delano Roosevelt. People loved him so much, voted him in for president 4 times, though he died in the 4th segment of his presidency. But pulled America up out of poverty. Obama has pushed the black man into a hellhole toilet. It's about time. When are you people going to wake up? You're letting these bleeding heart, liberal, abominable practices, white people, these Democrats, let you admire and worship the worst person that has been the president of our nation since our nation was enjoined. And look at what's happening. It's just the shootings in Chicago alone ought to be enough. Every mother that lost her son in Chicago need to know you lost your son because God is displeased with y'all giving birth to Obama. God is displeased. They try to get your attention. Young girls in their car seats. Beautiful young girls walking through the park. Bam! Bullet in the head. Don't even know who shot it. Young boys shooting at one another. Now, we gotta make a change. And there's no way New York is ever going to be safe as long as Eric Adams refuses to talk to me and implement, if you will, the Joseph Project. There's no way that can happen. And the other thing is that we need to form a coalition, all these pensionados, Negroes, who are sellouts and who are even more treacherous than the house Negroes of the antebellum period. We need to denounce them. We need to boycott them. That's right. We need to let them know we're not going to watch y'all play sports. We're not going to go to your music concerts. We ain't going no more until y'all give back that money that these liberal, bleeding heart whites, these freaks in the media, these freaks in entertainment, these freaks have paid y'all to sell out. We ain't going no more. We ain't having y'all. We ain't going to your venues. We ain't watching you play sports no more. We ain't going to watch you, LeBron James, live in a $34 million 40-room house out in Beverly Hills while you got 5,000 men sleeping on the streets in Harlem. We ain't going to have it no more. We had enough of this hell. We've had enough of you, Mr. Jangles. We've had enough of you, pinch-nosed niggas. We had enough of you. And then you bought a house in Brentwood for $20,000. Yeah, you got thousands upon thousands of black men sleeping on the streets in L.A., in Chicago and in New York. It's about time we're waking up. We ain't gonna be y'all's fool no more. We ain't gonna watch y'all from a portable television, and we ain't even got a doggone room to put it in while y'all run around talking about your billionaire status and your Black Lives Matter and you're for this and again and all that. You're just sellouts. You're just sold out to these liberal whites, these white folk who wouldn't know God if he came and wrote his name on their checkbook. They're so anti-God. They're abominable practices. And this wretchedness of turning our young girls into lesbians and our young men into gays and to bis. We had enough of it. We had enough of it. Had enough of it. And black folk need to rise up. Listen, following Obama, if Obama had not been president, Trayvon Martin would be alive today. I guarantee you, I bet my seat in heaven, Michael Brown and a whole lot of others. If Obama had never become, if Hillary Clinton had become president, well, there wouldn't be any homelessness in America right now. I can tell you that right now. And all those black people that were shot, the Trayvon Martin, the Michael Brown, all of them would be alive today. You wouldn't even know their name if Hillary Clinton had become president. God don't like Obama. No, he don't. He's against him. And he's making you feel the pain. He's making you feel the pain of that concrete sidewalk. And you mothers who've worked hard, you worked in Macy's, you worked in some store, you did whatever you did, worked for the telephone company, whatever it is. Your son is on the street, is that right? Your son, you don't even know where you mothers who raised your son and finally had to put him out your house, he's sleeping on the sidewalk. Why you talking about you got a damn black president and now you got a damn black mayor? Your son is sleeping on the sidewalk because of these black people, because of Obama, because of Eric Adams. Your son is sleeping on the sidewalk. Your son doesn't have a job. Your son is eating out the garbage can. Your son is lost. He's delusional. He don't know where to go. He's uninspired. He's got nothing to look up to. Your son, mama, you, Mr. Oh, we're always voting. Oh, yes, we are for voting. We get out the vote, rock the vote, get out the vote. But what about your son? And you're the lucky ones, because the rest of the mothers, your son is in Rikers Island. Or your son is doing 25 years of life since Obama up there in Attica. That's right. That's right. And your daughter is crazy having babies out of both of her draw legs, but sleeping with anybody that'll sleep with her. Daddy, baby's daddy, and baby's mama. Listen to rap music. Can't get married. Ain't nobody gonna marry her. She getting older and uglier. When she was 15, 16, 17, she looked like something. Now with all them babies she done had, all them men she done run through, I'm talking about your daughter, all them men that she done run through, she look like she's 60 years old and she's only 26. Yes, we got a first black president. Our first black president. Our first black president. No, your first black disgrace. It's called massive runaway, murder, crime, poverty, broken, homelessness, fatherlessness, motherless. Is what your first black president has done. We have a hope and change.